Within the Kung Fu Panda series, the Furious Five are Kung Fu legends, masters of their craft, and revered as some of the greatest martial artists in all of China. Trained by the legendary Master Shifu, each member honed their skills for decades, striving to become the Dragon Warrior, the destined Kung Fu legend. But despite all their talent, all their dedication, and all those countless hours spent perfecting their techniques, they were ultimately bested by a random panda who didn't even know the first thing about Kung Fu. And that wasn't the end of their struggles. Time and time again within the movies, we've seen the Furious Five be defeated and pushed aside in battles that define the fate of China. It's enough to make you wonder, are the Furious Five really as powerful and significant as they're portrayed, or have they been overshadowed to the point of being almost, well, worthless? So, are the Furious Five worthless? Let's find out. But before we begin, please make sure to like, subscribe, as that would mean a lot to me, and comment which member of the Furious Five is your favorite. To understand why the Furious Five were expected to achieve greatness, we need to go back to their origins. Each member was selected not just for their natural talent, but for embodying a unique aspect of Kung Fu. Tigress, Viper, Monkey, Crane, and Mantis all were chosen to be trained by Master Shifu himself, a legendary warrior trained by Master Oogway. Their selection wasn't just about skill, it was about the qualities they represented: strength, agility, grace, precision, and resilience. This was no ordinary group. They were handpicked and groomed to protect the Valley of Peace, destined to uphold the highest standards of Kung Fu. Being chosen as one of the Furious Five was supposed to guarantee them greatness. But despite this, it clearly didn't go as they expected. Instead of reaching the pinnacle of success, they were repeatedly eclipsed by a panda who stumbled into their ranks almost by accident. How could a group with such promise, trained under the best, end up falling short time and time again? Speaking of Poe, the Furious Five trained extensively, not just for the purpose of being able to protect the Valley of Peace better, but also because they were competing against each other in hopes of attaining the role of Dragon Warrior. These training processes were grueling and were conducted within the majority of their life. Take Tigress, for example. She spent years punching ironwood trees, enduring unimaginable pain just to toughen her body and sharpen her strikes. Each blow wasn't just a test of strength, but a testament to her resolve and commitment to becoming the best. No, actually, I'm selling it short. It was done to please Master Shifu and become the Dragon Warrior. And it wasn't just her. Every member of the Furious Five endured their own relentless routines, honing their unique skills to perfection. Together, they were a force to be reckoned with, embodying the essence of Kung Fu. Yet all this effort and discipline seemed to go down the drain when Po, of all people, a panda with zero Kung Fu experience, was declared the Dragon Warrior by Master Oogway. It wasn't just a blow to their egos, it called into question everything they had trained for. Was all their hard work for nothing if they couldn't achieve what a novice managed to stumble into? But whatever, it's one thing to be outshined by a newcomer, but the Furious Five's struggle didn't end with Poe's unexpected rise. In almost every major confrontation we've been shown, they've been knocked down, sidelined, or outright defeated. In the first film, their clash with Tai Lung, a battle that should have showcased their prowess, ended with them being completely overpowered. Despite their combined strength, Tai Lung's sheer brutality was too much, and the five were left broken and beaten. In Kung Fu Panda 2, they faced the ruthless Lord Shen and his army. Though they did much better than expected, Shen's advanced weaponry and strategic cunning overwhelmed them, rendering their martial arts nearly useless. And in Kung Fu Panda 3, Kai, an ancient and powerful spirit warrior, effortlessly defeated the five, capturing their chi, with the exception of Tigress, and removing them from the fight early on. It's not only that they performed poorly, these were extraordinary opponents, each with abilities and resources far beyond the ordinary, but the outcome is always the same. The Furious Five are taken out of the equation, leaving Poe to save the day. It's a pattern that makes it hard to see them as anything but secondary players in their own story. But viewing their story in this light is crude and doesn't take into account context. So let's take a step back and look beyond their losses. While it's easy to dismiss the Furious Five as ineffective when compared to Poe's success, it's crucial to remember their achievements before he even entered the picture. These five warriors were the protectors of the Valley of Peace, defending it from countless threats and maintaining order throughout the region. Their skills and teamwork were unmatched, and their presence alone was enough to keep most would-be troublemakers at bay. Take the Battle of Weeping River, for example, a conflict so intense that Poe himself, a massive fan of the Five, had dreams about the battle and him being alongside them. Outnumbered 1,000 to 1, the Furious Five stood their ground and fought off an entire army. Now that is a monumental victory that showcased their strength, endurance, and their overall awesomeness in its full glory. It's important to remember that their legacy wasn't built by what we only see in the movies, as those types of threats are meant to be challenging for Poe, for the Dragon Warrior, who is regarded as the pinnacle of all Kung Fu, and naturally, those threats are well beyond the scope of the Five. And the last thing we need to keep into account is that in the world of Kung Fu Panda, there's a powerful theme that runs through the story: the balance between effort and destiny. Yes, Poe was destined to be the Dragon Warrior, as prophesied by Master Oogway, but his journey wasn't handed to him on a silver platter. He had to put in effort and work to ultimately earn, or more accurately, learn that title. Training with the same Master Shifu to transform from an employee at his dad's restaurant into a true master of Kung Fu. It's easy to forget just how much effort he put in, overshadowed by the idea that he was simply chosen. And this is where the Furious Five come in. They represented the other side of the coin: dedicated warriors who gave everything they had, despite knowing that destiny might not be on their side. Their path wasn't about fulfilling a prophecy, but about striving to be better than they originally imagined themselves to be, even if it meant never becoming the Dragon Warrior. Just because it wasn't their destiny doesn't mean their efforts were in vain. Their resilience, hard work, and unwavering commitment to protecting the valley are just as vital to the story as their existence and just being cool weaved the path for Poe to do what he did and be chosen by Oogway in the first place. It's a reminder that in the end, it's not just about who is chosen, but about showing up and doing it by virtue that you want to do it. So, are the Furious Five worthless just because they aren't the Dragon Warrior, or because they don't always win? Absolutely not. Their worth isn't defined by their titles or by how many battles they've won or lost. It's their dedication, their teamwork, and their friendship. They're more than just warriors. They're mentors, friends, and symbols of hope for those around them. Each of them embodies a unique aspect of Kung Fu, showing that true strength comes in many forms. Poe may have been the one destined to be the Dragon Warrior, but without the Furious Five and their relentless support, his journey would have been a very different story. And that's what makes them truly invaluable, not just to the Valley of Peace, but to Poe and to the heart of the entire series. But that is all I have for you today. If you enjoyed, please make sure to like, subscribe, as that would mean a lot to me, and comment below what you thought of my assessment, as I'd love to hear it. With all that out of the way, I hope you all have a great day, and peace out.